know what they say. Your desk ain't junky, you ain't doing no work. Let me try straighten up a little bit. We got a special guest in the building tonight, man. Special guest, y'all. Dr. Nikole Roebuck in the house. Hey, look. It's called organized chaos, man. As long as Eddie know where it is, it's all good. Hey, man, welcome back to the channel, y'all. This is Meet Me on the 50. This is the Director's Corner. This is Dr. Roebuck, man. Grambling State. Let me turn the music down a little bit. Shout out to our producer, none other than PYB on these beats, man. These hot beats you hear on this channel is always provided by Carlo over at PYB. Thank you for that, man. Like I said, this is the Director's Corner. I am Eddie Evans, your host, man. Meet me on the 50. Tonight we got something special. Dr. Roebuck in the house, man. We're going to get on the line. Before we start, I want to go ahead and thank everybody who came out last month for the Battle for Birmingham. It was a great success. 6 outstanding bands came out there and did their thing out there at Legion Field. And this is only the beginning. So if you came out, I love you. I thank you for that, man. We're going to keep it going. Any other old business? Any other old business? Let me think about it. Do I owe any of y'all some money? I don't owe none of y'all money, so we good. We good, y'all. Hey, man, look. This is the Director's Corner. We about to go in and get Dr. Roebuck on the phone right here, man. Hey, shout out to all the Wrench gang. I see you, Q. Hey, go ahead and share this out while I get Dr. Roebuck on the phone. Go ahead and share this on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. Man, whatever you got, go ahead and share this out. While we doing that, let's go ahead and get started with a... Go ahead and get it started up with some GSU right here. Them boys cut through. I hear y'all, Grambling. Hey, I hear y'all. I think we got action, y'all. I think we got action. Dr. Roebuck, is that you?
It's me. It's me.
Hey, we just opened the show up just now with Talking Out the Side of Your Neck. That was Dr. Roebuck conducting right there, y'all, in case y'all couldn't tell. She was getting it. Getting it. How you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Look at this backdrop right here, y'all. Y'all see the zoom action? Hold on. They got this. Did that just now zoom in just now? Hold on. Hey, look, Grambling is raising the bar. Other directors after this, y'all gonna have to step it up now. Look at the instruments behind her and everything. Look at you. All right, icebreaker question real quick. Thank you for being on the show. Chick-fil-A sandwich or Popeye sandwich, Dr. Roebuck?
If I was a meat eater, I would say Chick-fil-A.
Oh, you on the vegan life. Okay, we want to get into that. Sweet tea or lemonade?
Sweet tea.
Sweet tea. All right. Who's your favorite sports team? Outside of Grambling. You can't say Grambling.
Outside of Grambling, you want professional?
It don't matter. Go college football, NFL, NBA. What you got?
Lakers.
Lakers. Okay. Y'all doing some things over there. Okay. So, thank you for being on the show, Dr. Roebuck. This is the Director's Corner. We took a break while I was doing my Battle of the Bands. That's over with now, but we back to business, and you are the first guest back on the Director's Corner. So, thank you for being on the show, man. It froze up a little bit. Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. All right. So where are you from, Dr. Roebuck?
I'm from Minden, Louisiana.
Minden.
Small little town. It's in the center of Shreveport and Grambling.
Oh, wow. So you knew you were going to end up at a Louisiana school, huh?
I knew I would end up at Grambling. Definitely.
And you've been playing. So you've been a bandsman your whole life. When did you start? How'd your band journey begin? When did it begin and how did it begin?
Well, I will say before I started band in sixth grade, I played the piano from third grade. And when I got to sixth grade, I started playing the clarinet.
Uh-huh.
And I played clarinet all the way through middle school and high school and ended up at Grambling State University.
Wow. So you said you went to Grambling. I want to say I did a little research on you. You actually went to school a few years before I did. I went to Morgan State in '98. So we around the same era. Because you went to
right.
Grambling around, what, 96?
I got to Grambling in 95.
95. Okay. And you played clarinet, right? Right. So what other instruments do you play? I see you got the sax behind you. You got the mellophone right there. You got the trumpet. Are you nice on all those instruments?
Well, I dibble and dabble with all of them, but my primary instrument is clarinet.
Got you. Okay. So let's go ahead and let the people know, outside of Grambling State, you've been there obviously for over 20 years, right? On staff, and as far as being a bandsman as well, you've been there for a while, right?
Well, I've been at Grambling since 2007.
But any other programs that you've touched outside of Grambling? Any high school programs or other colleges or?
Yes, right out of college, I started teaching in Caddo Parish.
Okay.
And I for several years, and after leaving Caddo Parish, I went to Benville Parish, and I was at Arcadia High School, and there I was able to establish a band program. They hadn't had a band program for 6 years, so I actually taught 5th through 12th grade when I was there. So that was really my leap of faith going into a program that hadn't been, established in 6 years. So that was my chance to see what I was made of.
Got you. So that was the proving ground right there, huh?
Right.
Yeah. So what made you? I mean, becoming a bandsman, that's a big step. But how did you know, like, lead-in was going to be, your calling? How did you know being a band director was something that you wanted to do? When did that hit you and say, you know what, I want to go to the next level and actually lead this program? When did that happen?
Well, I can start from when I was a little girl. I was always at Grambling. My Uncle Joe was assistant director of bands, like 80s, early 90s. And as a little girl, I always came to high school band camp, and I would hang around my Uncle Joe. And my mom would always make me come and twirl the baton. And so one summer, I'm sitting on the steps of Dunbar, and my uncle comes out, and he called me Scooty Poo. He said, "Scooty Poo, what's wrong?" And I said, "Well, I don't want to twirl the baton." He said, "What do you want to do?" I said, "I want a horn." Mm-hmm. He said, "Well, you're not quite old enough for a horn just yet. But what I want you to do is sit down at the bottom of the ladder and make sure Uncle Joe does not fall off." And so that's what I did as a little girl, not knowing at that time that I would come back and lead, be director of bands. But that's really where I got my start, though.
So holding that ladder, that might have did something for you then, because that ladder was already connected to you in a sense.
Right.
Yeah. So congratulations on your appointment. Not only becoming the new director at Grambling, but you are the first woman director in history at Grambling, right?
Correct.
Right. How does that feel? I mean, it's got to feel good, right? When you first got appointed to that position, like, did it all hit you at once? Like, wow, this is historic right here. How did that feel? How'd that process?
Well, it didn't hit me at once. Honestly, I kept saying, somebody pinch me. I have to be dreaming. This must be a dream. And it did not really hit me until maybe my second game when we were playing Tech. And I thought to myself, you are really the band director at Grambling State University. So at first, it was almost like a dream. It was just a dream.
Yeah, I mean, 'cause by you being on staff for almost 20 years, right? I'm sure it was a progression, though. It wasn't like an overnight thing. Like, you earned your stripes, you earned your respect in that program. So it wasn't an overnight thing like people may think it was. Like, who was Dr. Roebuck? Like, you've been there doing your thing, at Grambling. So it's been a
right.
Have you had a chance to reach out to Dr. Simon at all? I think, and also over at Clark, Professor Brock. Have you had a chance to speak to them at all? The other woman?
I have talked to Dr. Simon. We've talked on the phone, and I'm looking forward to. We play at the end of November, so I'm looking forward to going to Mississippi Valley. Mm-hmm. So we have talked.
Oh yeah. So I think Professor Brock, she became director over at Clark in 2017. So I haven't had a chance to speak with her yet, but I want to get her on the show as well. So the band being a male-dominated sport, how important do you think it was, or it is, to see, for young women to see this transition of equality across the board?
When I'm asked that question, my answer is always, a leader is a leader, whether it's male or female. So a good leader is a good leader, regardless of, if a person is a male or female. And I'm just honored that I can be a part of this movement. It kind of takes you back to Title IX, when Title IX first came on the scene. So I'm just happy and excited and honored to be a part of this movement. Right.
I mean, you look at all types of different demographics across the world. There's glass ceilings for different types of people. So I know that had to feel good to see, for a young woman. There's a young woman right now in a college program that has aspirations to be doing what you're doing, obviously, and they may not have thought it'd be possible for them to one day lead a HBCU program. So I'm sure that changed that shifted that paradigm a little bit, So
indeed.
Right. So Grambling State, staying with the female-male conversation, you guys have always had male drum majors, right? Or have you ever had a female drum major?
Not to my knowledge.
So, that's my next question. And so here we are in 2019, and you see a lot of programs with even head drum majors as women leading the band. Do you think Grambling one day will also follow suit and bring on a female drum major?
Well, I feel when the time is right and the person comes along and they fit the mold of a drum major for Grambling State University, I would not be opposed to having a female drum major.
Gotcha. Okay, so like I said, you've been under the mentorship, I'm sure, of Dr. Pannell when he was there. But are there any other mentors outside of Doc that you can mention, or who helps you become the director that you are today?
Well, I mentioned my Uncle Joe earlier. He was one of my mentors. I can go back to my middle school band director, Earl Smith, who really, really played an important part of me being the person that I am right now. He graduated from Grambling State University. And in middle school, he just pushed me, and he always would say, hey, you have something special, and, this instrument is going to take you places, so don't you ever put it down. Mm-hmm. And I didn't understand the magnitude of it at that particular time, but I'm glad I listened, and I went on to high school, and, I was crazy about my high school band director. His name was James Quarles, and then when I got to Grambling, I had other band directors that continued to push me. Mr. Charles Lacey was one, Mr. Malcolm Spencer, and they just continued to groom me to into the person that I am today.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I think the camera's shifting a little bit. We good? Okay, so one thing I failed to do on other interviews is ask about the other staff. Do you want to give a rundown of your assistants or your other coordinators that help make the World Fame what they are?
Oh, sure. You know, everybody has their dream team.
Right.
So my teams consist of Mr. Michael Hendricks, who is Associate Director number 1. And we have Dr. Edwin Thomas, who is Associate Director number 2. We have Mr. Kendall Damon, who's Assistant Band Director. We have Dr. Stephen Cunningham, who is Assistant Band Director. And we have Ms. Janice Cowan, who is Coordinator of Band Activities. We have a few that come in and assist us as well. We have Mr. Michael Price, who comes in and assists with the saxophones. And we have Mr. Chevis Ross and Mr. Ricardo Davis, who comes in and assists with percussion.
Y'all are deep down there. Okay. So it takes a lot to keep that machine well oiled like that, I'm sure. Any of the people that you mentioned, do you guys have a media team yet at Grambling?
Yes, we do have a media team.
Nice.
We do.
Okay, because I was looking it up, so maybe I missed the channel. What's the YouTube? Is there a name of the team or just the Grambling State World Fame Media Team? What's the name of them?
Well, the YouTube channel, and don't quote me, I think the YouTube channel is World Fame.
Okay. Y'all heard that right there. So make sure y'all go subscribe to World Fame on YouTube. Okay, so what's your take on media teams? You know, because we're in a whole different. You've been around. You've seen the different transitions from different eras of the band world. From then, when we came in the '90s, there wasn't a whole lot of media. There wasn't a whole lot of cameras. So here we are now, where you can't go to a game without cameras catching your every little move, mistake, success, whatever. They gonna catch everything. So what's your take on media on media teams?
Well, you know, media teams are good. It serves two purposes. It helps the kids as well as the staff go back and look at footage and be able to analyze, things that were right, things that we can go back and put a little bit more work in. And it also helps the public and our fans to follow us. And it's always good to have a fan base. So we do have our Facebook page, we have our Instagram, we have Twitter, and our YouTube page.
I think that a media team's or a band's presence online, it's crucial nowadays. I mean, I can name some programs that have strong presences online and some that don't, and it's indicative on the recruitment that they get throughout the year. I think kids nowadays, especially on a high school level, they checking for Instagram for everything, Instagram, Twitter, and if you don't have a presence, it's like they won't know you. You can have the best program, but you gotta. So I think that programs are finally starting to get on board with that methodology and that paradigm. So, what else? What does Dr. Roebuck bring to the band world? What's something unique that we can, that hasn't been done yet?
Something unique that hasn't been done yet. This might sound funny. All I can say is just keep watching. Keep watching.
I like that. So we spoke on Dr. Pennell. Dr. Pennell, what's your relationship like with him? Have you guys still close? Does he still come around a lot to the program?
Well, any band director who's ever worked at Grambling or graduated from Grambling, we are a close, tight-knit family. And even though Dr. Pennell is retired, I thank him for all the conversations we had and all the teaching he did when I was here at Grambling, because a lot of people might not know, when I got to Grambling in 95, Dr. Pennell was my band director. He was assistant at the time, but he was my band director, my applied teacher, and he also taught me some music ed classes. So, I am very appreciative of everything that he taught me.
Yeah, so one thing he made famous a few years ago was, maybe it's something that's been around Grambling for a while, but the 270 spin. And he did a 270, he was having the kids hit it 270, and everybody loved that thing right there, because it became kind of synonymous with Grambling. That was 270. So when people call y'all 270 now, that's what they're referring to, is when Doc was saying 270. So is that you too?
I think we believe in the Battle of the Bands.
Yeah.
It was body class.
Yeah, he was serious about them 270. So is that a trademark? Is that something that's unique to Grambling? That type of 270 turn?
Grant, we've been doing 270 turns for forever. That started way back in the Conrad Hutchison era.
You lead me to my next question right there. So, speaking of eras, Conrad Hutchison, he wasn't the first band director, but he was the one who kind of formulated this world fame concept, right?
Right.
Right. So that lasted for how long was he at the helm or on the podium? That was about 30 years.
He arrived at Grambling in 1952 and he retired in 1991.
Oh, so he was there for wow. And then Dr. Pennell came in after him, and then
Well, after Conrad, you had I just lost my train of thought. So after Conrad, you had Mr. Willis, and then you had Linwood Seals that came in for a short period of time. Then you had Maurice Johnson. Then you had Dr. Pennell.
oh wow. So how do you maintain tradition like because if he formulated this thing over 50, 60 years ago, how do you maintain that tradition in 2019? And still be innovative. How do you still create but still hold on to tradition?
Well, we look at some things that when I say we, the staff, we look at things that we want to keep, so the legacy will live on, what Conrad has established, and then we just go to the table and we put our own spin on it for 2019.
Gotcha. So, like, what pieces, if you had to look at your program and say, this piece came from the Hutchison era, this piece came from the Dr. Pennell, can you look at it and see, like, what things came from what eras?
Well, I mean, we've always, and I say we, previous directors, we've always kept tradition. So, like the white band shoes, we're always going to keep the white band shoes, the white band gloves. That's just Grambling. That's what we do.
Right. And there's certain things that you guys do and certain things about you that make you unique. You will never, I'm going to say you will never, but you don't know any other programs that have the rolling drum. That's something that is special to Grambling. I don't think, is that something secret that or can you elaborate on how that came about? The rolling bass drum?
Well, it came from the Conrad Hutchison era. He had a sideline combo. He put timpanis on the sideline, organ on the sideline, so he had a whole combo on the sideline, and then came up with the Big Mac. And so we just keep the Big Mac because that's Grambling.
Okay, and I've never seen it up close. So is that drum, is that bigger than the standard bass drums that you wear on your chest, or like what is that? What kind of drum is that?
Yeah, it's a bass drum, but it is larger than the one that you wear that you strap up with.
It is bigger. Okay. All right. So outside of Grambling, if you had to name, let's say one band, name another band that you say one of your favorite bands to listen to outside of Grambling, HBCU band.
HBCU band is.
Can't say it. You can say it.
It's no other band that I listen to but Grambling.
There you go. But that's the answer. I like that. Okay. So, are there any bands that Grambling has not faced yet? Because you guys are involved in a lot of different fifth quarters, and you travel a lot, and people come see you. Let's start with that. Are there any matchups that are more intense than others, in your opinion?
No, we take every matchup the same.
Yeah. So you don't get up a little bit extra for nobody. Okay. Well, that's the way you're supposed to do it. I think what it is if you can be better than your previous week performance, then you already winning. So, I think that's the way I would look at it if I was a director. But
right. I just tell the kids every week, just be Grambling. So if we're Grambling, that's half the battle won right there.
Right. So. Because like the SWAC is a tough conference. You have the MEAC as well as the SIAC and the CIAA, but it's something about the competitive nature in the SWAC is just different. So that's why I asked the question about do you get up, because you guys go hard every Saturday. Just about every Saturday you facing somebody across the field, and the culture is just different. Like I had my battle of the bands down in Birmingham, and a lot of the bands came there from the state. All the bands from Alabama were there actually, and it got heated. I don't know if you had a chance to see it on YouTube yet. I'll forward it to you if you haven't. But
okay.
Yeah. Are there any bands that you have not seen across the field that you would like to? And it could be from any conference, from the MEAC or any band in general.
I'm saying no. What I really would like to see is Grambling face off against Grambling, like they did back in when the band went to Tokyo. They split the band and put 150 on one side and 150 on the other side. And so I would like to see Grambling versus, go against each. We go against each other again.
Well, that can happen. You should do the black side and the gold side. Oh, yeah, it's black and gold, right?
Right, right.
Yeah, that can happen easily right there. So the Bayou Classic is probably one of the most well-known matchups that Grambling's involved in. What makes that battle so special? Like so, because there's other Battle of Bands and other classics, but what is it about the Bayou Classic that it's pretty much the most well-known classic? I want to say. What is it about that makes it such a great rivalry and such a great tradition?
And it's funny that you said rivalry. People look at it that, we don't like each other. And we actually do, because when we're in the parking lot at the end of the Battle of the Bands, believe it or not, the kids go over and they speak to each other because they might have gone to high school with someone that's in Southern's band. And at the end of the day, it's all about promoting these HBCU bands and the universities. That's what it's about at the end of the day.
Absolutely. So outside of band, as if there is time outside of band, are there any hobbies that Dr. Roebuck can say, look, I'm a avid this or that? Like, what is there anything outside of band that you're interested in?
I love band, and then when I get a free moment, other than reading books for my class, I'm a book reader. I like to, read books and take a little time to do that. And my kids know that, I'm a shopper. I like fashion. So that's usually what I do. If I'm not reading a book, if I'm not with the band, I like to just have a little me time.
Yeah, absolutely. So I always ask this question. I know it's a tough one. So if you were not a musician or a band director, what could you see yourself doing professionally? Is that a question you can answer? Nobody can seem to answer this question. Say, I'm a band. I love band. I can't think about nothing else.
And that's it. I do. I love band. I couldn't see myself doing anything else. And at the end of the day, they say you're a band director, but it's more than band. I feel like I'm producing, contributing members of society because we teach the kids how to be on time and, discipline. And I tell them, if you can make it 4 years in the world famed Grambling State University Tiger Marching Band, you are set for life because we teach them how to be on time, in the right frame of mind, ready to go to work. And that's our motto. That's what we preach every day.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we're in October now, so kids are in their senior year. They're gearing up for their last year in high school, so they're going to start picking a school at some point. If they are considering Grambling, what can you say they'll get from that experience by being a Tiger, by coming to Grambling State?
Grambling State University is the place where everybody is somebody. So when they come here, we make them feel like they're somebody. This becomes their home away from home. And it's our job as members of the staff, that students who are away from home for the first time, that we give them a warm environment and that we take care of them just like their parents would take care of them. If they don't have, it's our mission and it's, our responsibility to make sure that they have what they need so they will return to Grambling State University.
Yeah, absolutely. So what a lot of the schools are doing now, even for out-of-state kids, is they're waiving the out-of-state tuition fees. Is that one of the things that Grambling offers as well?
Yes. Once you audition for the band and you send your paperwork in and you're coming to Grambling, your out-of-state fee is automatically waived.
There you go. So if that's not enough incentive right there, I don't know what to tell you, high school seniors. What's the best way to reach out to the band, if for audition purposes or just to seek additional information?
Okay, for additional information, they can email me at roebuckn, that's ROEBUCK, at gram.edu, or they can call me at 318-274-2682.
There you go. So, man, y'all are having an outstanding start of your year, Dr. Roebuck. Again, congratulations on your appointment as director. And this is just the beginning. I look forward to talking to you in 2020 for your second year. And, but this is already starting out great for you. And again, congratulations. And thank you for being on the show. Did you have it? You know what I want to do right now is let me go into the comment section. Because a lot of times people will have questions. Keep it classy, ladies and gentlemen, as we always do. Let's see what we got. Go ahead and leave your questions. In the meantime, I'm going to play a clip. This is one of Dr. Roebuck's picks as well. This is the GSU chant right here, y'all. So get your questions in. We're going to come back and we're going to close out the interview with Dr. Roebuck. 1 second. You may not be able to hear Dr. Roebuck, so just stand by for about 2 minutes, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Right there. It's that GSU chant right there, y'all. Hey, here we back with Dr. Roebuck. That was the GSU chant. Let's go ahead and get to these questions in the comment section. Derek Johnson asks Dr. Roebuck, how do you feel about Grambling versus Jackson this Saturday? It's going to be an epic battle.
Oh man, Grambling is ready. We're ready.
You hear that, Derek? That's it. Point blank, period. Grambling will be ready for Jackson on Saturday. All right. Nick Egerton asks, how do you handle being a woman in a male-dominated position as head band director? What things have you had to overcome? I think we touched on that. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like I said earlier, a leader is a leader. A good leader is a good leader, whether it's male or female. And by me being at Grambling since 2007 and marching in the band at Grambling, I know the program. I know how the program is supposed to run. And some of the kids that I'm over now, I've seen them come in as freshmen, and now they're like juniors, and some of them are juniors. So I really haven't had any obstacles. At the end of the day, I just do me, and that's what works for me.
Gotcha. That's a good one. So then, Marching Paparazzi asks, that's a funny name. Marching Paparazzi asks, what's the hardest part of show planning, song selection, or drill planning? Which one is more difficult?
Neither really. My kids laugh at me all the time because I tell them I see formations in my sleep. I hear music in my sleep, and when I hear it, or I think, I hear something on the radio, or I think about something, I just jot it down, and then I bring it back to the table, and my staff and I, we get together and we get our creative juices going, and that's how we make the magic happen.
Yeah, and then Chris Lucas asks, what is your favorite game you performed while marching for Grambling in your college days?
Super Bowl, 19.
Slight flex right there, y'all. Look, she said on a Super Bowl. So what year was that?
1997.
97. Y'all go look it up. You know what? We should go ahead and close out with that for real. That would be. You mean the halftime, right?
Right.
What teams? Do you remember what teams were playing at that Super Bowl? 97.
I don't even remember.
Okay, I'm gonna go look it up. Okay, and then baby boy asks, how has the band changed since when you were a freshman?
From my freshman year, like I say, every year we keep with the legacy, we keep with the tradition, and we're just Grambling.
Yeah, and it's like that's the thing. So once tradition is solidified and it's become a trademark, that's your calling card. It's a lot about Grambling that nobody can reproduce, and that's the way. So, do you want to see Alabama A&M this year across the field?
Yeah, we're supposed to play them next week. If they come, we'll welcome them with open arms.
Okay, and this is a good question. What part of your job is the most fun?
The connection with the students.
Absolutely, that's probably the most gratifying too, I'm sure.
It is.
All right. And then Cassidy asked me to ask you this question last. Dr. Roebuck, what time is it?
It's showtime.
All right. I'm guessing that's a Grambling inside thing right there, so it's showtime, y'all. Hey, Dr. Roebuck, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for being on the show. I look forward to plenty more conversations and meeting with you eventually in person. But thank you again for being on the show.
And thank you for having me.
Yes, ma'am. Y'all, this has been Dr. Roebuck, Grambling State University, Director of Bands, y'all. Thank you again, ma'am. I'm going to go ahead and close out with, what song was this? Well, you gave me two. So what I had was the opening number for the battle against Prairie View. What song was this? It was a, let's see. Give me a song, Dr. Roebuck. Give me a song you want to close out with. Something energetic.
Something energetic.
Yeah.
You have a clip from PB Game?
I do, and it sounds good. I don't know the name of the song. Look, the one that y'all did for the fifth quarter, the very first song. It got a lot of house. I forget the name of the song though. Can I close out with it? Can you trust my judgment on it? That it sound good?
You can close out with it.
Let's do it. All right, y'all. Dr. Roebuck, thank you again for your time.
Thank you.
All right, bye. Hey, y'all, this has been The Director's Corner with Dr. Roebuck. We're going to go ahead and close out with this number by the world fame. Murder on My Mind. There you go. All right, y'all, that was Murder on My Mind, Grambling State University. This has been the Director's Corner, y'all. I'm your host, Eddie Evans. Meet me on the 50. Call me what you want. Just don't call me after 11 because I get in trouble for that. All right? Hey, look. I will be out in Norfolk State tomorrow for the Norfolk State versus North Carolina A&T Battle of the Bands. If you in the area, Don't meet me there, beat me there. Be out there with my boy Nick. We gonna go ahead and shut it down. Alright. Thanks for tuning in. We about to go ahead and close this thing out. Any last rounds in the comments? Thank you, Queen of Trumpets. Appreciate that. My next AQ, my next project. Man, I'm just trying to really just recoup from this last battle, but we gonna do it again next year, bro. We gonna do Battle for Birmingham again. And maybe something in the interim that may go down in February. I know Honda is back in January, so we'll see. But I'm gonna keep the momentum going. I got some products that I'm working on. There's a lot, some things going on. I don't want to get too much, but there's some things that I got that I'm working on in the background. I'm trying to stay busy. All right. Again, Dr. Roebuck, thank you for being on the show. This has been the Director's Corner. Meet me on the 50. We out of here, y'all. Salute.